Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Wichita Real Producers Beyond the Pages podcast. I'm Sam Lucharini, and we are here live in studio at Trussell Media. So we've got the talented Troy Trussell, who takes care of all of your branding and videography needs. So if you have any of those needs, Troy is your guy. We are joined here with preferred partner Michelle Crubaugh of Planet Home Lending and Realtor Patty Savage of EXP. So today's topic is going to be about some Harleys, some horses, some loans, some real estate, a little bit of everything in between. On that note, Michelle, do you want to start us off? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you invited this lady.
Okay, my name is Michelle Crubaugh. I'm the branch manager with Planet Home Lending, and I've been working with Patty for several years now, and I just thought she'd be a perfect fit for this, what we're doing. And I'm a native Wichita person, well, Wichitan, or however you want to say that. And like Sam says, I love my horses.
Yes. We love your horses. Tell us how long you've been doing this whole lending and mortgage thing.
I got into lending June 1992. I was in car finance before that, and then I bought a house, and I was amazed with the process. My mom was a real estate agent, and that was kind of like a natural progression.
So you were amazed in a good way or a bad way?
I was amazed in a good way.
Oh, okay.
I was like intrigued.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Because the loan officer was her best friend.
Yes.
So I got to get real involved in the whole thing and
just
see how it worked.
Different level of finance.
Yeah. And then I chased a mortgage company for about 3 months. Like, hire me. Here's my resume. Can I talk to you, please? I took like $2 an hour less just to go to work for them. Okay. I really wanted in. Okay. And I've stayed in since then.
It was meant to be.
Yep.
And that was back in 92. That is cool. Yeah. So you've been through a lot of highs and lows.
When I started, we didn't have credit scores. Everything was a manual underwrite.
Interesting. So, and what were rates when you started in 92? Like high teens?
No, we were like 9%.
Okay.
6.99 was what was considered your A buyer.
Okay.
Because we had like A, B, and C as our kind of credit grades as we looked at stuff. And we didn't have credit scores. Matter of fact, my company was part of the original credit score program. They took all of our data, they took our payment histories, and they used that as they made the algorithms for credit scoring as we know it now.
That is fascinating. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea so that was what, like mid-90s then? When credit scores became a thing?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. Okay. All right, Miss Patty, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were doing and why you got into real estate or what you might have been doing before you got into real estate.
All right. Well, I've been in real estate almost 6 years now. I was a teacher for 31 years, so I did real estate part-time. I retired from teaching about a year and a half ago, so I've been a full-time realtor about a year and a half and absolutely love it.
Yes. And you are just kicking butt. I mean, you came out just fighting. I mean, you've been really busy, really successful. I mean, you've definitely found your niche.
Thank you. I love it, and I think my niche is, the first-time homebuyers because I've taught so many high school students over the last 31 years.
God bless you for that.
That, they come to me and they trust me, and so that's kind of where I've been pretty successful in my business.
Yeah, and that is really neat. That it's just been probably a very seamless transition for you because you are continually educating not only yourself, but any of the clients that you're working with, and that comes probably very naturally to you. You probably do that very well. I do, and it's helped. I've become a mentor, so I can continue the education part of my brain that I absolutely love. Not only teaching other real estate agents, but then also, my clients as well. Yeah. And if one day you ever got tired of like the throes and the deep of the daily grind of real estate, you can always be that instructor, that consultant. I mean, that's a really cool thing. Yeah, right. Always a possibility. There's always a possibility. So how did you come across Michelle? How did your guys' path? Because you guys are pretty tight. You guys are friends outside of business, which is really neat. We are. She's my lender. She's also my friend. I would tell anybody, find a lender that you kind of can grow with and groove with. And, we do a lot of things the same. So I sent her a client that I had that was not happy with another lender, and we worked through that client, got the couple pre-approved, got them in their house, and the rest is history. Yeah, it was. It was just easy to work for. We kind of look at the same things, and, she looks for my 5 o'clock Friday phone call because... Yes. Wait, what does that mean?
Oh, there was several weeks and months in a row where, I'd be out showing houses and like, hey, I need this pre-approval real
On
quick.
Friday at 5:00.
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to get to Lola probably. You're trying to be like sign off
That
for
or
the day.
Oklahoma,
Yes.
out with my husband.
Yeah. Tell your husband I'm sorry.
Yes.
However, can
Yes.
you give me 5 minutes and
Yeah.
go back in the house?
I love that.
Yeah.
That is cool. Okay.
So now I call her. If she doesn't call me, I call her at 4:45 on Friday.
Like, am I
Do
good?
you need me?
Am I good to go? Are you working right now or are you off? I love that. That's good. See, and that is, you find that real, like you said, that groove, that connection.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because there's days that we might not talk or something, or she'll, like one morning she sent me a text, clear to close. I did not talk to her all day. I was so busy, and she called me. She's like, hey, you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine.
Just that busy. Yeah.
She's like, okay, I didn't hear back from you.
Yeah, because
So
usually you
just-
were celebrating those 3 words.
Right.
Right.
Insanely celebrating those 3 words.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And so she was concerned. Are you
And that's
okay?
good.
What's going on?
Yeah, because it's not just about, like she's good. She's going to get paid. She's got the clear to close. It really is like the relationship. Are you good? Is everything okay? This is unlike you. And I like that.
Yeah, well, you got to build some
neat
great
relationship.
relationships.
Yeah. Okay.
I do want to add something real quick.
Yes, let's hear
to
it.
Patty's customer she was talking about.
Yes.
Patty needs to remember this was the 4th of July. She called me at 10:30. I
A.M.
answered my
or P.M.?
phone in the morning on the
AM,
4th of
okay,
July.
yes.
She's like, I'm really sorry to bother you, but they just found a house they loved. And, they're very gun shy. And we both worked 4th of July. We got it done. Her customer started crying on the phone
Oh,
when I called him back and said, yeah, we can do it. Let's write.
that's
So
cool.
I think that kind of solidified the relationship right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You guys realized you had the very similar morals and values in the way that you cared about your customers. And
Yeah.
you're not caring about the paycheck. You're not calculating 3%. You're not calculating whatever it is. I don't know how lenders calculate, but you care more about the relationships and the end goal. And then the money comes, the relationships come. If you
And
do the
it's
right thing.
24/7.
It is 24/7. I know. I love that.
I do tell my clients that, I could call her right now and she'll answer her phone,
That's right.
whether it's Saturday, Sunday, 10 o'clock on a
And that's impressive. And then the clients have that, just that security, that trust, knowing they're going to be taken care of. People don't just want their money. They're going to be actually taken care of.
Yes.
We did have a fun scramble on Sunday night on the premiere of Yellowstone. She had a pilot that was getting ready to fly to London in 45 minutes, and we're trying to scram everything together to get the prequel to write the contract before Yellowstone started.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, priorities.
Goals.
Because when you have a deadline, you inevitably will work harder and you'll meet that. You've got to have that done. And the closer the deadline is, the quicker it's going to get done.
Yeah, we made it.
That's good. I like that. All right, Michelle, what does a typical day in your industry look like?
That's kind of why I love this industry, because it's not typical. I never know what my day is going to be. I might have it in my mind. I might have a list. I need to do this,
Sure.
this, and this. And then something pops up. Like I got an application on the way here.
Yes.
So that means when I get home, what I was going to do, I'm not going to do. 'Cause
That's
I'm gonna
right.
work on my application.
That's right. Yeah.
So, it changes a lot. A lot of times in the morning, I try to work on my hard stuff. If I've got problem loans or income issues I need to figure out.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of that's the brain power moment.
Yes.
And then I've got phone calls to make. I'm working with not a new loan officer, but new to Planet Home. So I'm fully supporting his deals and disclosures and stuff. So my day just changes constantly. And I'm okay with that. I would get bored with 9 to 5, do the same thing every day.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's not why you're in these 2 industries. These 2 industries are very, very versatile, very different. Okay. What is the craziest loan story that you can remember?
Okay. So Kansas is a notary closing state, which means we don't have to have an attorney present. A notary can close it, which most
Title, not attorney.
closers, right? And doesn't have to even be a title closer. Well, maybe now it does. Years ago, it didn't.
Yeah. They
So
tend to have the notarization.
Right. So years ago, I ran a branch here, and we had a customer out in Hutchinson that we had to close on a certain day, but he couldn't drive all the way to Wichita. I took myself and a witness, met him, signed the loan docs on the hood of a car. But that's what we did. That's how you roll.
old-fashioned. Yeah.
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 You needed that wet ink and you needed it
Yeah.
in a very, very
And we
specific
had
time.
to handle it and get it done. And yeah.
That's like, not that people are using a lot of wet ink anymore because we're doing everything electronically, especially as realtors. But my dad would tell stories of, writing contracts on just random pieces of paper or writing the contracts on the hoods of cars when things were crazy.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of that. But yeah, whatever it takes to get it done. Mm-hmm. That's right. I like that. Okay. What is an unusual habit or an absurd thing that you love?
Okay, this is going to be horse related.
Yes, I knew it would. I knew it would be.
I love my saddle pads.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I haven't learned yet about horses, but go on. What does that mean?
If you ever look at my pictures, you'll see like I have really nice saddle pads on my horse underneath the saddle.
So like what goes in between their body and the saddle.
Right.
Okay, got it.
And I'm into this thing called matchy matchy. So my saddle pads match her little fly bonnet, matches her boots, matching shirt.
Yes.
Doesn't make me
She
a better
deserves the
rider,
best.
but we look really good.
You look good doing it. That's right. Okay.
So that's kind of one of my obsessions is my saddle pad collection.
Okay. I like that. All right. Well, I think that Lola deserves the best. I haven't met her yet, but I already know that she does.
Kelly Rimical loves her, so
Yes.
you're going to love her.
What is something that you've gotten really good at saying no to?
This is not going to make me real popular. Patty, turn around. I say no to I say no to rate quotes.
Talk to us a little bit more.
Okay,
What does that mean?
we will talk about that.
Yeah.
I get phone calls and they want a rate quote. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. Rates are based on credit score, loan to value, debt ratio, type of program. I can't just spit out a rate quote, and I won't. It's irresponsible.
Right. You're setting them up for potential failure. There's not, because it's probably not going to, when it all crumbles and it all finishes, it's not going to be that.
They may not fit
That's
that
right.
program. So I won't give rate quotes. I say no.
So is that a common thing? Because I'm not in real estate full time. I don't know. Is this a common thing that agents will call around? Like they're pre-shopping for their clients? Is that what they're doing?
Agents don't really call me.
Oh, okay.
At least the ones I work with. I work with a couple of them that do that, and I tend not to work with them.
Yeah. Is it more than the actual consumer?
More the consumer.
Okay.
And I'd be more than willing to help them, but they have to give me some information to go off of. Right.
Yeah, they need to fill some things out.
Right.
You can't just be like, oh, you look like you're a 5%. Yeah, you can't.
Right. You just
do that.
can't do that.
Okay.
Or
I don't think that would make you unpopular. I think that that's responsible. I think that that's
some
common
people
sense.
like it. Some people don't like it.
Okay.
But I have to stay true to myself and what I know.
Yes.
And I know that I do not give rate quotes.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to do a quick phone app, pull a quick credit,
Sure.
slam one through, just to give them an idea. But just to
Yeah. It sounds like you're setting people up for a lot of failure by asking for those.
that are unreasonable expectations that we can't deliver on.
That's right. And then they're mad at you, and then it's a lose-lose.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So what is one thing or a couple of things that you want our Wichita real estate community to know about you specifically, Michelle, and you and Planet Home Lending? Like why you? What sets you apart from the hundreds of other people doing mortgages in town?
Okay. Well, I mean, we all are good. We all have our areas. I'd say one thing with me is I do have a lot of experience, a lot of experience. And I came up through operations. The first half of my career was in operations. That's underwriting, processing. Mm-hmm. I managed, regions. And so to me, even though I'm not out at all the realtor events, I'm in the office. I love operations, and I think it makes my loans flow better.
Yeah, because you know it so well. You know the backside of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've had phone calls, not at Planet Home, at my previous company, from the head underwriter. You had 5 disputes with underwriters, and you won every single one of them. What's wrong with my underwriting staff? Why are you winning these disputes with underwriting?
Yeah, because you don't typically, the underwriters usually have the last word.
Right.
But yeah, they're the final say, and it can be very frustrating.
Yeah, so I'm just really good at guidelines, operations. So, I think that's the thing is if you bring me a loan, either we're going to do it or we're going to let go of it very quickly. We're not going to wait till a week before closing and say, oh, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the thing about Planet Home is I think here in Wichita, you get the benefit. I like to say local lender, national presence. Because we're a national company, but you have a local lender here.
Yeah.
That goes
They've got a brick and mortar.
Yep. Yeah. Meets your customers. Yeah. We're not like internet lending, but you still get the support of a national company with a $67 billion servicing portfolio. Yeah. Which the servicing portfolio is huge. And it helps. This is sad, and I'm going to bring this up, Patty. She's had 2 customers that have died.
Oh, goodness. Like in the middle of this process?
No, after closing, they're in their house, they're making their payments.
Mm-hmm. That's awful.
Yeah, and one was in a scramble because it had just happened. They needed a mortgage statement. They needed to make the payment while they figured out the estate. There wasn't a will. you call, Freedom Financial or Wells Fargo and say, hey, I'm so-and-so's girlfriend. Can I have a mortgage statement? They're going to say, you're not on the loan.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to circle back through, get them all the information they needed to keep things going while they figured out the estate and what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's
That's huge.
sad, but it is a benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
One
know?
that we hope we don't need to use, but one that's
Right.
nice to know that
Right.
you've got that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is. Okay. Let's talk about something more. That is sad. Okay. All right. So Patty, you were a teacher for 31 years and then you went into real estate. And so why that transition? Like, were you always passionate, like on the down low about real estate or why that transition?
Well, one of the classes I taught was an entrepreneurship class. And so in this class, we built our business plans. Well, my kids are very intrigued, like, you know so much. Why don't you ever start your own business?
That's
blah,
right.
blah,
They're
blah.
calling you out. I love it.
They did.
Kids are great at that.
I know. So I responded back with, okay, I'm going to write my business plan with you. So that semester, I wrote my business plan to be a realtor and did all the paperwork and right along with them. And I shared my stuff and they shared their stuff. And, I love looking at houses. Buying my house is not so exciting, but like helping my daughter spend her money was awesome.
That's cute.
So I was like,
I love that.
So we wrote the business plan and that's where I started from.
I love that, Patty. And I don't know everyone's story. There's 2,400 agent stories that I need to learn. And I probably won't even remember all of them, but I doubt that there are very many agents that have sat down and actually wrote a business plan. It's a 1099, you are a business owner. You have to be incorporated or, limited liability in some form or fashion. And I doubt that most of them have actually done that work. If we're starting a, videography business or, a power washing business, like, of course you have to have a business plan because you've got to go get business loans. Our barrier to entry to be a realtor is $1,000, in 4 weeks of school, if you will. And so that's pretty impressive. I like that. When was that? When did that occur?
That was probably, it was the year before, because I started the business right away, like part-time while I taught. But the nice thing about that is I incorporated that in my next semester class of entrepreneurship. Okay, this is the business plan I wrote last year. This is how my business is going. And this is what I changed.
Yeah, you walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah, so real life.
That is cool.
So.
That is really neat. I love that. So outside of work, what do you spend the majority of your time doing?
Well, like Michelle, I like horses, but mine's a steel horse.
That's right. With a lot of horsepower.
It is. So I have a Harley Davidson motorcycle that we ride.
Yes.
My husband has one as well. And we really enjoy just leaving town and hitting the roads and stopping at different areas and, getting a bite to eat or something like that.
Yeah.
Along the way. Just enjoy our time together.
That's right. There's a lot of freedom.
Yeah. My husband and my friends. And so we just get out and go.
That is very cool. How long have you been riding Harleys?
5 years.
Okay. All right. What's the farthest distance you've traveled on your Harley?
On my Harley, probably 3 hours.
Okay.
But on the back of my husband's, we've been to Colorado and Arkansas and all over the place.
Okay. Yeah. You get the nice bougie seat back there. So you're nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the armrest.
Yes, absolutely.
Kickback and stereo. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about a thing. Just soak up the scenery. I love that.
And that's why I ride on the back of his when we travel far, so I can actually look.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah. Yeah. You can be taking the pictures. You can be, that's right. I love that. How would you describe our market today?
Our market is like a roller coaster. I think it's going up and down, and sometimes it takes longer to get up. Sometimes it goes down really quick. So sometimes there's a loop in there.
Right. Yeah.
So,
it's not linear for sure.
No.
What are you experiencing? Because you were doing it since 2017, you said, part-time. And I feel like you were probably seeing it from a different perspective, more from an entrepreneurial or educational perspective, where you weren't so probably emotionally attached to it because you weren't relying upon it for, full-time work. But what, I guess, what are you seeing now compared to when you were, before COVID? How would you describe that now as far as what you've experienced?
When COVID hit and our business didn't stop. Matter of fact, it kind of grew at that point in time. People were home more, and either they liked or disliked their home. So it grew, I think, a lot during that time for me anyway. And that's helped, make my decision to go full time and stuff.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. What purchase of $100 or less has impacted your life? And I know you said Michelle has a good answer, so I want to know your answer too. But what does anything come to mind for you?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
I'm going to go with my marriage license.
Oh,
Because,
that's cute.
well,
I love it.
it's just, this is the second time I was married, and
Yeah.
he is very supportive of all my crazy adventures.
Yeah.
Doing this business, he goes to showings with me. He does this for me. He'll fix a house for me if I need
It's
something
the gateway
done.
drug. This is how the husbands always get into real estate. I'm telling you, I've seen it time and time again.
No, he's got his full-time job. He's good.
Okay. That is very cool though.
But yeah, he's very, very supportive in any type of crazy. Just like this morning, he left for work at 5:00, and good luck on your podcast.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
So-
Well, good. He'll have to watch it.
Yeah,
You better
so-
be subscribing.
Yeah.
What is your purchase of $100 or less that's been really impactful?
After that, I'm leaving.
I know,
I'm
right?
done.
I'm like,
outta
I was
here.
like an Audible subscription per month. I don't know.
I mean, mine is like my 32-ounce Yeti cup.
Yes, yeah, to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we're not very deep over here. We're just
Well, I will say this. It goes everywhere with me. It's not here today
Yes.
because it had coffee in it, and
Yes.
Hattie doesn't like coffee, so I didn't want to make her smell it. But
She's
that
sweet.
thing works. It's in the office with me. The ice is in there. It goes to the bar, and it still
Yes.
has ice. I mean, I'm amazed. So, yeah, that's my $100 purchase.
I like it. Okay. All right. How has a failure or an apparent failure set you up for success, Patty?
I really like this question because as an educator, a failure is a learning experience.
That's right.
So a failure is not a failure in my books. It's something that I'm going to learn from and do better on.
That's right.
Be better. Learn. And so that I like that question a lot.
Thank you. I do too. I stole it from Tim Ferriss. He's a great podcaster. But I've also learned that, success and failure are on the same road. Success is just a little bit farther down. And usually it does take a little bit of hindsight to really figure out that I needed that needed to happen. I didn't get what I wanted, but I got what I needed. Yeah. That's
And you
good.
learn from it.
You've learned from it very much. Yes, absolutely. All right. And these are just some of the fun questions. We really get to know each other, because we've talked business but do you have any favorite books or any recommendations on anything that you're listening to or reading that you think other people in this industry might find useful?
It's interesting because I was on a big team meeting at work. And
Nationally?
And the chat column was going. So I listened and I watched the chat column.
Okay.
And someone said, yeah, that's a BHAG.
Yes.
And I'm like, I know what that is, Built to Last. It's an old book. It's been around for years, but I still circle back to it because it shows the difference in two companies. One succeeded and one failed and why. And when you say BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals. And that's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, I still will go back to that one.
I like that. Okay. Patty, have you read or absorbed anything that you think would be really useful?
So I was at a mastermind about a month or so ago, and this really smart lady recommended a book called The Miracle Morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm about halfway through
Are you?
The Miracle Morning.
Good.
And my mornings and my days are just so much.
Isn't it cool when we set ourselves up for success in the
Yes,
morning?
yes.
Well, it sounds like you don't have a choice but to get up early if your husband's leaving for work at 5 a.m. So you might as well, and our brainwaves are the best at that time. So I'm so glad you
Yes.
like it. Yeah, that's an incredible book.
I love it. By the way, that was Sam that recommended it.
Thank you.
I felt something
Yes.
there.
yes. Yeah, no, that's a good book. I would say one of the books that I'm reading right now is from another one of our business partners, Blaine Rodman, who has the Cutco Closing Gifts. Really sharp gentleman. And he told me to read a book called Win. And so it's all about the timing of things, right? And so whether that's in business and life, short term, long term, and I've got less than an hour. I plan on finishing it today. Not as impactful as The Miracle Morning, I will say, but I thought that was, I'm learning some good lessons from that. When's the best time of day to make the hard decisions? Like you already pointed that out. That's the first thing I thought of. You're getting the big, hairy, audacious goals out of the way. You're eating that frog in the morning when your brave waves, are the highest and you've got the most motivation, the highest decision-making powers. Then we hit that fatigue in the slump of the day. And then, we finish strong again. So I thought that was a good one. If you had a gigantic billboard in Wichita, what would it say? What would be on it? I have an idea, but...
Probably my whole team,
Yeah.
because I know we're talking about Michelle and Planet Home, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, Kristen
I've got
Turner.
Kristen
Yep.
Turner, and we all collaborate and we all work together, and
You all vibe very well.
we vibe
It's a
very, very
family.
well. Yeah, and we help each other, and we'll go to the office just to see each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so,
because you're friends. Yeah, there's a
yeah.
relationship there besides working.
Yeah. You know, as far as the slogan, probably local international presence.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of sticking with that one now.
Yeah. But
Planet Dream Team.
I'm thinking like like the picture of you and Lola like hugging. Like I feel like that has to be there.
I love that picture.
I know, it's so good. That's okay, Patty. What would your billboard have on it or say?
I have probably two things it might say. One was just say, be kind.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on out there that, and you never know what people are going through. I've lost friends. I have a friend that lost both their sons to suicide. Be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. And the other one is, of course, my passion, support your local teachers.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Those are our unsung heroes. Those and the firemen and the police officers, the first responders that don't get enough love. And they deserve a lot more of that.
I'm lucky enough to have a teacher, a police officer, and a nurse as kids.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Well, see, you learn something new every day. That's why we do this. We get to know each other. What advice would you give to anyone that's looking to get into the real estate industry today, Patty?
A couple things. I would say find a great mentor. Find someone that's going to, sorry if I fall back to this too much, teach you or
Yes.
train you.
You have to.
And then build some great relationships, build some great relationships with your lender or, whatever that person might be. So the mentor is the most important, but then the building relationships as well.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Michelle, what advice would you give to someone that was interested in lending the way that you were? You were so tenacious about it. There was no other option for you. But in this day and age, if someone's going into a second career or a third career and they're looking to get into this, or maybe straight out of college, what advice would you give them?
Get into it for the right reasons.
Okay.
We had a lot of people get into it the last couple of years for the money.
The low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
That does not last. It never
does
does.
not last. And I'll be honest with you, and this may not be another very popular opinion.
Nope. Let's shoot it straight.
To me, you've got to have 5 years in before you even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's so many changes. There's so many guidelines. A bad lender can really mess things up. And then it just rolls downhill. With the realtors. We have a whole group of realtors in this town that hate FHA and USDA because they've had bad loan experiences. So it rolls down.
And that's
to their
unfortunate because
customers.
we've got so much around here that would qualify for that.
So much.
Yeah. We're
So
in a
much.
prime area for those loans.
Yeah. So I would say go into it for the right reasons. Surround yourself with successful people that mentor and teach you. When Krista came to me, she was licensed, but she'd never done a loan. She was always a loan officer assistant.
Okay.
And she just had the energy, the motivation. And I told her, I said, you're going to have your big girl panties on. Tough love all the way.
You are. You do emanate tough love.
I do.
When I first met you, I was a little scared of you. The more I've got to know you, I really love you. Yeah, I know. Yes, but it is. You're right. I mean, but you do. You do need people that are going to shoot it straight and not sugarcoat it.
Yeah, and she hung out with me. She did it. She figured it out, and look at her now.
I know.
She's on our transition team. She's doing loans in California and Denver
Yeah,
and
she's rocking
Dallas,
it.
and So that's my advice. Don't get in it for the money.
That's
get
right.
in it for the passion.
Yeah, because the money will come.
And find
if you're doing it the right way.
like-minded people, within the industry that are going to mentor you, help you, support you.
Yeah, the similar morals and values. Same
And
work
watch your
ethic.
back. Yeah. Make sure you don't make mistakes because one mistake can ruin a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
the
And then,
realtor.
and we know, like Mark Twain says that, a lie or something false can travel halfway around the world before the truth can even get its boots on. And it's true. And this city is so small and we are 1 degree of separation in this city. You have to be doing a good job of business. Otherwise that's going to just fly.
Right.
It's going to fly. Okay, good. What would you say your best or favorite vacation spot is?
Honestly, Sarasota,
Okay.
because my dad lives there.
Okay.
And they've got they actually live in an equestrian community with these
Imagine
10-acre
that.
plots. They don't
That
have
is so
horses,
cool.
but they do live there. And they have a golf cart. And we take
So
the golf
every
cart.
plot basically has a horse fence around it and you can just have...
And they have horses. Oh, yeah, they've got a dressage training center there with an arena.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it is gorgeous.
That was dangerous information for me to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to inherit the house when he dies.
That's
but-
right. Yes.
But
I can be your pool girl. I don't know.
yeah, he's got a pool. So I love going to Sarasota because
Yeah.
I can relax. I tend to work, so I can take my
All the
laptop
time.
with me, and they have an office for me there, and still do the beach and the neighborhood and hang out
Yeah.
with my dad and my stepmom. So
That's
that's
cool.
my favorite.
Okay. I like that. I want to go with you too. Patty, what is your favorite place to go vacation?
I really don't have a place.
Okay.
It's basically wherever my family and friends are. Like
Yeah.
I can I have family that lives in Michigan, so I can go up there where it's cold. I'd rather not, but
Yeah.
I'd like to play, places that are warm, that we can take our RVs out and stuff like that.
Okay. Get the Harleys out, go explore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Well, Patty has a little vacation paradise about 15 minutes from her house.
I do.
What is this?
It's a little cabin on a lake
Okay.
that, we can go out and just chill. And
Yeah. Just get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. I like that. You do. You need that reprieve. You girls work hard. You need that. All right. So we're close to finishing up, ladies. And I want to just finish here with some speed round questions. These are always really fun. The questions apply to both of you. You can give your justification or your why if you want, or you don't have to. That's fine too. So would you rather be covered in fur or scales?
Fur. I like to be warm.
fur, soft.
Yeah, likewise. Okay. Would you rather be in jail for a year or you lose a year off of your life?
Jail for a year is a double whammy because you lose a year anyway. So I'd rather lose a year off my life and
Okay.
enjoy whatever days I have.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go to jail because guess how many people I'm going to meet that need to buy a house?
And guess how many books we're going to read? Always be selling. Would you rather spend the rest of your life in a sailboat or an RV as your home?
An RV. I'm
Okay.
terrified of sharks.
Okay.
So,
Fair. You're with Troy on that. Troy does not want to be in open waters either. Yes, RV. I could have
RV,
guessed that.
yes.
Okay. All right. Would you rather be able to go back in time or be able to tell the future?
Go back in time so I can change the future.
I like that.
I think I'd like to go in the future and see what's going on.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Type A control. Yeah, that's me.
You pegged me.
Would you rather live in a new build or a 100-year-old home?
Probably a 100-year-old home as
Okay.
long as it was remodeled. I love the old Wichita bungalows and the built-in cabinets and
Yes.
the big front porches.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just,
But not the basements, not the College Hill basements.
yes.
Yeah. Patty,
New build because I don't want to spend time fixing things
On the
or
weekends. You
doing
wanna get on the
stuff.
Harley and go.
Exactly.
Yep.
I want it to all work and
yes.
yeah.
Likewise. Okay. Cats or dogs? Or horses?
Oh, I have all.
All of them. Yes.
I have all.
yes, I agree.
I've had both cats and dogs, but right now it's a dog.
Dog. Okay. All right. Would you rather lose the ability to read or to write?
I'd rather lose the ability to write because I am a reader. My Kindle, I've got the unlimited program, and I probably last year I think I went through 45 books.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
powerful.
watch TV. I read.
Okay, we'll have to start a little group thing here, and we can share the books that we're.
I would do that.
I'm Audible. I'm not. I don't want to read. I want to be driving. I want to be getting ready. I want to be listening and soaking
Yeah.
up knowledge that way. Yeah, Patty, what about you?
I'd rather I would like probably to write because I want to read.
Yeah, still read and absorb knowledge. I like it. Okay, well, that's a wrap, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. And that is all for this podcast. So be sure you subscribe to our page here on YouTube so that you don't miss our podcasts that we release weekly. And we will see you next time.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks. That was great.